I had a bit of an insight when I got my first computer. And back in those days when we would get an envelope from the bank each month and it would have a copy, the actual canceled check, and a copy of all the withdrawal statements that we had. And then there's a form provided by the bank, and we'd work through a process that had you reconcile the bank's records to your checkbook and try to, get your checkbook accurate. And for me, if I got it within $5, I was happy. And it was kind of tedious and odious to do. And when I was finished doing that work, I would kind of toss the checkbook back in the drawer because I'd finished this thing that I deemed to be boring, but needed to be done. And then, as I said, I got my first computer. I had a early version of Quicken or QuickBooks. I went to the bank's, online presence. I had 56K modem, remember what they sounded like. And I pressed a button, downloaded the transactions, and pressed another button, and bingo, my checkbook was reconciled. My records matched what I'd kept. And in fact, over time, we didn't even bother keeping a checkbook anymore. But what I realized is, oh my gosh, I had, got this done in 5 minutes, and ordinarily it would have taken me 30 or 40 minutes. And then I thought, what should I do with the time I've just saved? And that's when I had the epiphany that, oh my gosh, the work it took to get the document to a place where I could do the work that was really meaningful. Hey, what does this mean for my spending? What is my budget? How am I doing towards my goals? All of that I wasn't doing in the past because I would just get the organizing part of work done and not the important part of the work that's being done. And so I recognized that work can often be divided into two. One part is organizing, one part is doing. And a really great famous example of this is one of the wealthiest guys in the province where I live is a guy named Jimmy Pattison. And he had a personal assistant. Her name is Betty. Worked for him for 35 years. She's retired now, of course, but she was paid $1 million a year. And what did she do? She was the one who organized and kind of was the operations manager. If I can put it as an analogy, she was the air traffic controller. Jimmy was the pilot. And so they might meet at 8 in the morning. Jimmy, here's your meeting. You're meeting with person X. Here's the folder you need. Here's the decision that's required. Here's the briefing paper. And so Jimmy would then go about doing that. And then you've got a meeting across town. I've got a car organized for you. It'll take you 30 minutes. And in the 30 minutes, you'll make these 4 phone calls. And here's what the agenda is for the 4 calls. And so what that allowed is Jimmy to do the work that was most valuable, the work only he could do. And everything it took to get that work prepared is done for him by someone who is quite capable of doing that. It's the same thing with organizing your email. If you're getting 200 emails a day, it takes half the time you're paying attention to it just to sort through the 200 to figure out which ones require your attention. And, most of the time, 150 of them are a distraction. So why not have somebody triage your email, separate the emails into 1 or 4 folders. First, everything you need to take care of. That's probably not more than 10% of the 200. Everything the VA has taken care of but needs a bit of direction. The third folder is everything the VA has already taken care of. And the fourth is everything you can read on your own time at leisure. So much of work is identifying where do you create the most value? And as a result, what do you need someone else to do to get to a place where you can do the thing that creates the most value for you and your business? It really comes down to the question of where do you create value? What should others be doing for you as a result?